Happy Halloween.
And here we go, ladies and gentlemen, starting our game with Team Bloodreaper game versus Shadow Clone. I totally forgot to swap to this. I'm a goober. Jumping in with Hidden Mo. Another Hillbilly. We got Jake, Claudette, Hillbilly running straight around the map as Mr. Goose, Hamburger Hero, and Quid Silly. Hidden Mo hiding around the corner. We have Whaldo.tv. Hex Ruin and missing that great skill check into a mistake. Alerting the killer to where he's at. Wearing his purple pants. He's going to attempt to escape the killer and evade. Dodging the chainsaws, just going around the corners, does not give Mr. Goose that free pallet destruction. Beginning the loops, taking the 1,000 points. Drops that like it's hot. Goes straight for the totem. Takes another 1,000 points. Showing this killer he is not afraid. Mr. Goose losing track of his prey. Trying to follow the tracks. Looking back towards his Hex Totem. Most worried about his Thrill of the Hunt Hex Ruin. It seems that's going to be a popular strategy. You can hear Claudette take off. Plus the generator fixing right around the corner. We have Fang Min going for a separate Hex Totem, not too far. Jake affirming that he is in the safe, doing his squat repairs to avoid the Hex Ruin. Seems like just barely avoided with that Iron Will not giving out his location. The problem that I see with killers running Thrill of the Hunt and Hex Ruin is you lose the beautiful perks of... Oh, did she get it though? Is it completed? How close? Claudette on the run takes the hit. Hamburger Hero takes the disconnect right when he finished the game. This is very unfortunate. The game crashed. I cannot do a second rematch. This team's gonna have to make it without him. Goes for the 1,000 points, gets it, and knocks Quid Silly down. Unfortunate. I assume there will be VODs of this? Yes, there will be. There's also on YouTube. One Thrill of the Hunt Totem completed. Quid Silly taking the first hook with an ally down. They're really going to have to work on this. Hillbilly taking a peek out right above the stairs. Waldo, massive balls on one man to not move from that corner. Seems that Hillbilly is now responding. Turns around. Waldo loops back around, keeping himself safe with the pallets. Doesn't go for the stun. Almost maxed out blood points. He does have it maxed out for his pit, but it doesn't matter here in this tournament. As long as his points haven't maxed, he's got more to go. Uh-oh. Hillbilly making that decision to follow that chase. Misses the hammer. That allows him to go for another loop. Is his ally going for the save? Mr. Goose continuing the chase. And Hidden Mo just working away at that generator. Assuming someone was going for that save, Waldo spins in circles with glee. He made it free. Alright, seems like they're really going to have to get those two generators side by side. Mr. Goose securing that kill. Even with the disconnect, he's going to be going for making sure they don't go for it. Hidden Mo still working on that generator. Hillbilly not giving up his hit. Seems like Hillbilly's giving up the basement. Finally going for the Jake on the other side. Not going to chase Waldo. Waldo making the decision. No! Waldo not going for the save either. Quid Silly just taking the hang. Hillbilly wasting a lot of time going for the basement, though with good reason. It is the end. He's assuming they're going for it. He's going to check up on it and secure that kill. Hidden Mo almost done with his second generator, and Waldo almost done with his first generator. Hillbilly looking for Claudette, finds Claudette, might be able to get a single swing in before the pallet goes down, gets a successful hit, drops the pallet, and breaks vision. And Hidden Mo successfully finishing that generator. Waldo TV takes his fall, leaving Hidden Mo as the final the final survivor. Seems like he's going right to the basement with Iron Grasp, unable to break it, only halfway through, right at the basement doors. I don't feel he's going to make it even when he gets down to the bottom. Unable to finish it off. Waldo takes a hook. Now, fortunately, Hidden Mo can go for some additional points. If he just runs down there, gets that borrowed time. It's going to take some massive effort using Urban Evasion, sneaks right by the Hillbilly. Hillbilly damaging right up on the second floor. If they go for that save right now, they're going to be able to do it, but they don't know where the Hillbilly is. They just know he's nearby. Waldo getting nodded at that his teammate knows. Hey, look. Run. Does not go for the borrowed time. Instead goes for the save without the borrowed time. Mr. Goose returning to the basement with a straight shot that he's got. Doesn't see anyone escape out the left or right. Decides to go straight down the middle. Goes right out the side. Bumps his head on the exit door. Going right back to the basement. Waldo's keeping the killer at bay. Is the killer going to check the basement? No. Lucky for Waldo. 2 survivors causing as much havoc as they can. Jake, not wanting to be found, hides right behind the locker. Hillbilly doesn't check the locker, but he's checking the rock. If he turns back around, he could potentially catch that Jake. Sees the Jake jacket! Or doesn't. He doesn't see the Jake jacket. Jake taking his victory. Healing right behind the pallet. Scary moves today from Waldo. But going for more boldness. Gets the swing. 1,000 points. Maxed out. Can't get any more boldness. Any more points he feeds on hunting towards the killer will be in the killer's benefit. Hides right around the corner, takes a hit, unfortunately unable to dodge the Hillbilly. Hillbilly with eyes like a hawk, dodges with dead hard, and keeps running. One safe pellet way ahead, could potentially bait out a chainsaw, does bait out the chainsaw, no, doesn't waste the pellet. Uh-oh, this is going, oh, so very scary for our friend Waldo as he takes another mace to the back of the head. And unfortunately finishing that generator right when the Hillbilly was picking him up, trying to get as many points as he can before he ends the game. Or not. Okay. Whatever you choose to do, Hidden Mo, I believe in you. 3 generators completed. Hidden Mo working this as hard as he can. He's gonna have to use that borrowed time here shortly. With the killer right at his feet, does the killer notice Mo? Mo right behind that haystack to his right. Looks to the right, sees nobody, checks the window. Jake hiding very well. Leaves scratch marks behind. Does this trick the killer? Does the killer know where Jake's at? Do we know where Jake's at? Right on the other side. Killer, absolutely confused. Waldo hanging in there, not too much time left. Is Hidden Mo going to go for the extra 1,500 altruism points for making the save? Did Jake get caught? This is it. The moment of truth. Caught. Oh, takes the hit on the end. Gonna have to drop the pallet. Risk getting hit. Has to make a run for the save or... No idea. Wow. He actually avoided the killer. No way. That is amazing. Does not play like he normally should. Gets caught out in the open. No pallets around. Corn, only thing protecting him from the mace coming to his face. Dead Hard's back towards the crane. And I don't believe that's enough range for the killer. Misses! Hits the railing, has to go around. Hidden Mo has one chance to find the hatch before the killer finds him. Gets away from the killer. This game leading to what could be a 4K. Ultimately damning the team, but can he do it? He does have the self-care, and Mr. Goose running his 2 hex totems does not have the nurse's calling. Barbecue and chili is over with. Hidden Mo hiding in the farthest corner he can. Pallet to his left, window to his right. Hillbilly trying to look through the corner on the opposite side of the map, unfortunately unable to follow up with this. Hatch has been found. Uh-oh. We're going to have a hatch standoff. Remember, kids, there is a rule to holding the game up for too long. If both teams hold the game up, they're going to have to forfeit. Killer keeping his eyes on the prize. Hidden Mo taking his time. He knows that the killer is at the hatch. He's gonna have to make a play against the Jake. Is he going for it? Does he trap the killer on the other side? He doesn't. They're going to have to get through this. Trapdoor is wide open. Can the killer secure whatever points he can get off of Jake before Jake goes to the trapdoor? Can he block Jake from getting to it and chainsaw him before he escapes? Will Mr. Goose pull this off? Standing too long will get Crows. Crows reveal the location. He's got to make a move. He could potentially make the run right now. He's going for it. Going for the run. Hillbilly's not far enough. And Jake gets away, unfortunately, with the disconnect. So in this match, we had another disconnect, but I couldn't cut this one out because we didn't do a rematch. Team Zulex gave a lot of respect to their team by allowing them to make a rematch. No Mither is the best. Teammate on No Mither is the best would then go to disrespect me, disrespect Team Zulex, and drop out of the tournament. Just that one member, which really harmed No Mither is the best, which would come down later in one of these matches because they had to find someone before I started their match, or I would have had to disqualify them. So because of that, I was not risking the same thing happening of wasting the tournament's time, because the rules do state that if you have a disconnect, you have to roll with it. It's not my or the opponent's fault that you would be disconnected from the game. It might not even be your fault due to the game's bugginess, but it is the game for what it is, and I don't mean to put it out there like, you know, it is what it is, but as far as I can tell, we just made the rule that if you lose somebody, we have to continue, and we go with the points. Now, we do not award a 4K bonus, so killing all four is killer with a disconnect does not grant you a double pip bonus of 20,000 points. So that was what I did for this game. I did not give the 20,000 points. I wasn't going to give the 20,000 points to Killer if he did end up killing them. But the Bloodreaper gang, who did suffer the disconnect, ended with 9,679, and then this little gem happened right before we got into the next match. They're all fucking clowns with dark shirts. Oh, the respect is not here. And we're back at the Thompson house. This time, Mr. Goose, Kirstrup, Cheesy Grapes, and Elm Scent all have to face off with what was his name? Excess 4000. One of the big things here is one of his teammates as a survivor dropped out, damaging his potential, and he really has to make up for their lost points on that. Using Doctor, they can get a lot of deviousness points here moving forward, so you can make up. And it is possible to get the 4K, which I did not award to the last killer. So it's about as fair as I can make this. Disconnects are not of my accord, so we'll see how this works. Doctor catching up with Kirschjup. I can't say it. Ooh, we got another madness. More deviousness points to the Doctor. All Claudettes running all dark shirts. This could be a problem for our Doctor today. Which, it's interesting. I'm not shocked I haven't seen any hags, you know. Oh, no. Going for that. Shock therapy misses it, but could go straight for another hit. No pallets nearby. Checking that dead hard. Mr. Goose takes his first fall. Running unnerving presence, distressing, and barbecue and chili. We have so much to do with so little time. Doctor's doing his best. Takes the hit at the hook. Elm Scent running off into the distance, unable to save Mr. Goose from the Doctor to come. Placing his overcharge on that generator, he's now got to stop them from getting the other generators and defend his hook. Elm Scent still hurt, looking from Mr. Goose's perspective. 2 allies at the distance, and 1 working on a generator. No saves incoming. Doctor still playing pretty defensively. One of the problems with Doctor's tracking tools is that they stop screaming after they get the tier 1. It's very optimal to get into tier 1 so you don't have to worry about that instant cry when you enter his terror radius. Still on the hook, Mr. Goose halfway down to struggle. Elm Scent receiving his heal. Doctor checking his area. Again, running with distressing. He can make his presence known at a great distance. No add-ons to add to his effects, but he can still be quite the menace. Claudette giving him loops for days, going for the window. Claudette gonna take the hit. Exis making up for lost time. Elm Scent running to yet another area to pallet loop. Not sure why he's crouching. Took the scream, unable to act for 2.5 seconds. He'll go down next to the pallet. Is there an ally here to save by the pallet? I do not believe so. He'll have to take the fall. Working on that generator. They are trying to pump these out, finding a yellow flashlight. They're able to get through. What is the wiggle time on Elm Scent? Over halfway. Just a quarter to go. Is she going to make it off the hook? I doubt it. He's not going to be greedy and place her on the back. She will not be escaping this Doctor's grasp. Quite the distance to go. Barbecue and Chili's going to reveal the location of survivors. He's got good sight on that Claudette that's trying to sneak off to the right. See if she's able to get away from there. Only tier 1, not even halfway. In no threat of that terror radius. Killer stopping by to damage the generator. Claudette still hiding behind that tree. Nobody checking it. No mercy. Seems like somebody's gone mad downstairs. Got caught in the act of making that save. Goes for the save, puts the borrowed time on. Elm Scent attempting to escape. The body blocks did not work as Elm Scent sneaks away. The borrowed time takes effect now. She's only got about 15 seconds to run for her life. How much time can she buy with this 15 seconds, and will she get away from the Doctor? Takes to the upstairs. Doctor did not follow. Does he hear the healing? Did he lose her? Does he check upstairs? He can hear it. Heading upstairs, sees the scratch marks. Checking around in areas he's thinking he's hearing it. It's definitely upstairs. Trying to get out of that borrowed time. Doctor knows where she's at. Unnerving presence! Oh no! And down Elm Scent goes right next to the chest on the 2nd floor. Can Elm Scent wiggle free from the Doctor's grasp? Basement is downstairs. Not even halfway yet. Almost to the basement door. Reaching halfway right now. Getting to that solid quarter. It's getting close. Seems like the Doctor's about to make it. Just a sliver away! And she barely makes it. And thank you so much for that sub. I appreciate it greatly. I'm sorry I don't have anything up here to... Going to distract all 3 Claudettes far away from that basement, not able to save Elm Scent. Mr. Goose making a very long trip around. Doctor placing his overcharge back on the generator and continuing his chase at a later date. Mr. Goose injured, but far away from the killer at no threat. Kirschchup off getting more boldness points. Mr. Goose failing that skill check, scared that the doctor heard the cry, and it seems like he has. He's making his way over. She's halfway done. Doctor's still making... Turned around. Saw a different Claudette going in. I definitely did if he didn't. There she goes. Cheesy Grapes going for that 6th save. Elmset saved at the last possible moment. Maybe could have put a few more seconds in there just to make me, you know, soil myself. But otherwise, Doctor continuing his chase with somebody else. Hitting Mr. Goose. Using the corn to his advantage. And see if Excess can see where his victims are. Going crazy, snapping out on top of the tractor. Trying to buy as much time as he can. Mr. Goose still making a break for it. Doesn't drop the pallet, takes the stun. Killer could swap stances, but that 2.5 second stun will be out. Misses the hit, runs through, drops the pallet, and is now putting himself into a dire position without any kind of pallets around. Doctor's chasing, no pallets. It seems like he's not going to make it. Doctor shaking his head no, saying, "No, sir, you're mine today." Claudettes all in their natural habitats, running throughout the grassy fields. Trying to snap out on top of the tractor. That madness is really going to cost them time, more than anything. Barbecue and Chili revealing the tractor location and someone sneaking through the corn. Seems like he's going to go for the one in the tractor or corn. He can't make up his mind. It's a very dangerous game, but he knows there's someone in the tractor. But he doesn't go for it. Player right around the edge. Tractor still a solid play. That distressing aura is going to cause them to become mad. Cheesy Grapes going for another save. Not nearly as close as the last one, but Mr. Goose will need to escape the killer's grasp. Right into the killer! Into an unsafe zone! Drops the pallet. Never mind, it was more safe than I gave it credit for. Running through the corn, attempting to break vision. Killer's gonna have to put some pressure on. One generator left to fix. This game's gonna be relatively close if they get a 4-man out. Seems that healing on the hill is his choice. Halfway through that generator, Cheesy Grapes takes a hit, running for his life as Doctor gives chase. That stun does not connect, but there's nowhere left for her to go. No dead hard, just with Kindred. It seems like she's taking the fall. No one escapes this killer's grasp. That generator, 2 Claudettes on it, almost done. 75% of the way they are rushing their way through this. If the Doctor does not come back and get this in time... Oh, he's coming with the shocks. She drops it. She gets the skill check fail, which ultimately reduces the degrading of it. Sprint burst out of the way of the shock, able to run towards their allies, but getting away from the generator. One Claudette sneaking on his way back. They distract the killer. Cheesy Grapes takes another hit down. They are back at the generator. If the killer goes for the hook right now, they're gonna get the generator. He's not running at no-ed, so there is no danger to the survivors once the doors are powered. And they got it. It's killer versus survivor as they tries to secure as many kills as he possibly can. Cheesy Grape still not dead. One Claudette sneaking off to the right, running to a safe pallet area, waiting by, trying to keep everyone away off of his prize, but also trying to keep them from leaving the general area. One sneaking by, gone mad, makes the shock. Someone's going for the save. He thinks so. No one is. But where did they go? They all could have snuck out by now, but he doesn't know where they are. Already working on the door. Mr. Goose, halfway done. Seems like this team is going balls to the wall. Thank you so much for the cheer bits. Door wide open with Mr. Goose. Elmset possibly going for the save. Kirschchup ready to leave. Seems that Cheesy Grapes is going to take his fall, and they're going to guarantee 1 sacrifice. They have 1 survivor out in the distance all by themselves. They're already at the door. They got as many altruism points as they could. Trying to snap out of it. Maybe get a bit more altruism from it. Misses the check. Unable to snap out of it for the bonus points. It's going to take their leave. Do they go for the trapdoor? Do they go for that extra amount of points? No, doesn't even risk it and just leaves. Leaving the killer behind. A massive amount of points made for this team. 18,099 plus 17,079 plus 13,672 plus 12,817 brings our team to 61,667. I will have to ask if the killer pipped. At the end of the match, Shadow Clone ended 43,759 points to Bloodreaper gang having 9,679, meaning Shadow Clone would move on in the tournament. This was one of the big learning points for me that when I make the rule for disconnect, even if a team requests a rematch, I am going to have to respect my rules and be very, very, very strict. It's if you disconnect, it is what it is, and it is up to you to verify your connection, make sure your ping is not atrociously terrible. I had personally hosted every lobby, so if your ping was particularly bad, I was hoping that that wasn't due to the killer being foreign out of the USA, which was a big thing, so I think the next tournament's going to have to be US only, and then make a different tournament for UK only, that kind of ordeal. I have to play with it and figure it out. While I'm at TwitchCon, I'm really going to sit down with the devs if I can, ask questions on the best way to make this spectating, because I will be making another tournament very soon, and I will be putting a lot of effort into it. So thank you all for watching. If you like what I do here, please like, comment, and subscribe. If you want to give me any kind of monetary support, you can check out my Patreon. You get a little bit of exclusives regarding exclusive videos. We'll be starting some exclusive streams soon. I'm just working through TwitchCon, getting a lot of stuff out of the way. I've got a lot planned, but due to a lot of things in my life, it's just holding me back from finishing. But we're just about done, I think. The tournament was a big step and a big thing to get off my chest, which I was very happy. Key guide on the way, everything coming up. So thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, and as always, good game.